Oh, God. I'm going to try to prevent myself from screaming. I really am. I'm really going to try to prevent myself from doing that because we all sat through, how long of a game was that? That had to have been at least 5 hours, including the damn rain delay. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I got a migraine. That game must have aged me at least 20 years. At least 20 years. I'm 24. I'm probably 44 now after that game. My God. My God. My God. My God. The starting pitching failed us. The starting pitching failed us this series. Wholeheartedly. It did. Your best starting pitcher in this series was Bailey Falter. And credit to Bailey Falter. He was great yesterday. Bailey Falter was great yesterday in game 2 of the doubleheader. But Aaron Nola, Zack Wheeler, and Kyle Gibson all failed you this series. None of them were able to go 6 innings. None of them were able to go 6 innings in this ballgame. Offense, can't blame the offense today. They scored 9 runs. Offense scored 9 runs. That should win you every single game. You score 4 runs in the first inning. Then Kyle Gibson. The defense just let the Mets back into the game. You put a 4 spot on them early in the ballgame against the guy making his major league debut. Good job. But then you go and let him back into the game. Even though a 4-0 lead for you is still not safe enough with the New York Mets. Just what happened in that second inning, it just takes away the momentum. But I credit the offense for continuing the battle. Alec Boehm, 6 RBIs, 2 home runs. Gene Segura with that clutch home run in the bottom of the 8th, pinch hitting. Hell, you got a run off of Edwin Diaz. And of course, that home run by Brandon Nimmo in the top of the 9th inning turned out to be the game-winning run. I question Rob Thompson's decision to bring out Sear after Robertson, because why not just go to Coonrod in that situation, a guy that has experience, because Sear does not have major league experience at all. Why would you bring Sear out in a game against their top of the order? That just doesn't make sense to me. I can't go out. I can't go out and just scream at David Robertson because the guy yesterday pitched 2 innings, 36 plus pitches, and got you a 2-inning save. Like, I'll ride and die with my veteran closer out there any day of the week. And with the hindrances to your bullpen now, because Sir Anthony Dominguez is on the 15-day IL with tricep tightness, I believe it is. And then now Corey Knebel is done for the season. So now your bullpen's hindered a little bit. And your bullpen has been absolutely smoked. Your bullpen has been smoked this series because your starting pitching, besides Bailey Falter, could not go 6 innings. Could not. Aaron Nola, Zack Wheeler, and Kyle Gibson failed you this entire series. And I am so happy we are done playing the Mets. I am so happy about that because this Phillies team could not beat them. There is this lingering fear every time, even though the offense did their job today. The offense scored 9 runs. The offense did their job. But the pitching inability to throw strikes, when you're walking leadoff guys, when you're making mistakes in the outfield and in the infield. Like, seriously, Bryson Stott got picked off trying to steal second base, got caught into a rundown. And then the Mets tried the very next same thing. Pete Alonso, on his attempt, made the perfect throw. And then Rhys Hoskins tries to do the same thing. He slips and throws it high. Fundamentals. That Mets logo scares the Phillies. It does. The Phillies have only won 5 ball games this year against the Mets. 5 ball games. And they've lost every series. You had the greatest chance to split this series, and you couldn't do it. Your offense did the job. Your starting pitching failed you. And your bullpen showed signs of being gassed because of the starting pitching this weekend. Brogdon looked shaky. Your only clean inning in this ball game, the only clean inning was from Jose Alvarado. That was the only 1-2-3 inning in this ball game for the Phillies. The only 1-2-3 from their pitching. Only. And Jose Alvarado was electric out there. And then the rain delay happened. I don't know if there was an option to bring him out there for another inning. I would assume if he was going to, the rain delay probably prevented that. This loss isn't fatal. The loss isn't fatal, but it's so goddamn infuriating. It is. It is so goddamn infuriating. I still believe this Phillies team makes the playoffs, but this loss is so infuriating to a fan base because now the fan base is not going to believe in you. And a lot of people have the right to not believe in you. They're not going to believe in this starting pitching after what they did this weekend. And now you're starting pitching this week against below 500 ball clubs. Really need to give you some innings to make sure the bullpen isn't gassed, because the bullpen was gassed this weekend. Aaron Nola not going 6 innings. Zack Wheeler not going 6 innings. Gibson today not going 6 innings. They failed you. They absolutely failed you. Bottom line. Bottom line. If people that are here on the live feed or people that are just watching this in general want to share voicemails, text messages, or anything like that, you can send it to the number 215-839-9885. Share your thoughts and opinions, get a chance to be on the show and stream and everything like that. Definitely voice your opinions and everything like that. I would love to hear those. Also, use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Just have to get those in there. I had to divert my attention to something else, but this loss, so infuriating. It is. I don't know what game is worse. This game or the 7-1 blown lead in the 9th? I'd probably still say the 7-1 blown lead in the 9th because no team really just does that on a daily basis. It's so infuriating. It is so goddamn infuriating. Offense was there. Offense was there today. Alec Bohm, 6 RBIs. Didn't expect that out of him. 2 home runs. You know, a lot of guys getting hits today. Gene Segura had that huge clutch home run in the 8th inning. I thought that was going to be it, but no. The Mets just don't go away. And credit to the Mets. Credit to the Mets. They don't die. They never die. They never give up. And that's why the Mets are a better team. The Mets are a completely better team for that. And as I'm getting some text messages here on the hotline, so I guess I will read those. And guys, when you send your text messages in, definitely leave your name and everything like that. Like, especially if you're leaving a voicemail as well. Definitely do that. Just, so I can have it for future references. So we got text messages right here. How much of it is the Mets grinding ABs versus the Phillies starters not pitching well enough? It's both. It's absolutely both. Mets grind ABs, and the Phillies pitchers, they just weren't throwing strikes. They were like Zack Wheeler, his command was so off. Kyle Gibson's command was off. Everything like that. So just everything. So, yeah. And I think this one text message is from Daniel that is in the chat currently. Okay. Yeah, this game was just not fun. Not offensively, yes, fun, but it's just infuriating. Very infuriating. You got bottom of the 1st inning. Kyle Schwarber, Rhys Hoskins, they both get on base, and Alec Bohm goes deep, 3-run shot. Then Nick Maton gets an RBI single. Put the Phillies up 4-0. Then the Mets respond. Vogelbach, 4-pitch walk to start the 2nd. Then McNeil gets out. But then error by Alec Bohm. Just Alec Boehm mishandles the ball. Didn't look at all comfortable in that ground ball. And then Beatty grounds out into a fielder's choice. Get the out at second base. And then Perez, the 9-hole hitter, gets 2 runs home on a single, which is also misplayed by Zimmer, which allows Beatty to score from first base for a 2-ball game in that instance. Go top of the 3rd inning. Marte leads off with a single. Lindor leads off with a single. Then Alonso grounds into a double play. So 2 outs. Runner on third base. Then Vogelbach doubles down the right field line. Makes it a 4-3 ball game. McNeil singles. Then Gibson manages to get out of the inning. Top of the 4th inning. Mets tie it up. Perez, nimble walk. Marte gets an RBI single. Then the Phillies respond in the bottom of the 4th. Zimmer walks. Schwarber walks. Actually, Zimmer reached on an infield hit where he slid into first base just to beat the throw there. So 2 runners on. Rhys Hoskins barely missed the barrel. Flies out the center field. Alec Boehm shoots it down the right field line. Goes off the foul pole. Becomes a 7-4 Phillies lead in that instance. Mets, they get runners on in the top of the 5th, but Gibson and Andrew Bellotti get out of it. I'm also confused that Andrew Bellotti only went 2/3. Like, why not bring Bellotti out for another inning? That's just very confusing. Like, especially when you know the bullpen's taxing in there. So, yeah, Daniel, I'm sorry for putting you in a timeout there. So, it was just in the heat of the moment and all that stuff. So, I'm sorry about that, Daniel. Top of the 6th inning, Alvarado comes out there. Only 1, 2, 3 inning of the ball game for Phillies pitching. He had a very clean and electric inning. Bottom of the 6th inning for the Phillies. Nothing going on there. This is after the rain delay. Schwarber had a walk. Hoskins then grounded out, which allowed Schwarber to get over the second base. Alec Boehm flies out. JT Realmuto lines out. So, and also Cannon made a good play out there in left field to end off the inning. Then you go top 7. Brogdon out there on the mound. Leadoff single to Alonso. Vogelbach gets a single. McNeil then lines out. And then first pitch Cannon sees. Sends it over the wall. 3-run shot. Unbelievable. Game tied up at 7. Bottom of the 7th inning for the Phillies. They go down 1, 2, 3. Top of the 8th for the Mets. Brad Hand, he allows a couple of base runners. Gets the job done. I was very scared that Brad Hand was going to allow a run there. Bottom of the 8th inning. Segura leading off, pinch hitting, goes deep. Huge home run from Gene Segura. You see all the reactions from him from the dugout and everything like that. He loses his helmet going around the first base bag. It was a hype moment. 8-7 Phillies. Schwarber then got on with a single. Stubbs came on the pinch run for him. Hoskins fouls out, and then Alec Boehm grounds into a fielder's choice. Top 9. David Robertson coming out on the mound. Leadoff double to McNeil. Canna battles on his at bat. 2-2 counts. And Robertson left one over the middle of the plate. Basically the same exact pitch that Brogdon threw to him. And Canna ties the game up no, actually not ties the game up. He gives the Mets the lead, 9-8. Robertson gets the next 2 guys out, Beatty and Perez, to strike out. Then Sear comes in, which I'm still very confused of in that aspect. I know Rob Thompson said in his post-game presser that he was worried about Robertson's health, especially how much leverage he had yesterday. Sear comes in. Second pitch, he throws the Vimo, crushes it out of the ballpark. 10-8 ball game, and that would be the winning run for the Mets because the Phillies do jump on Edwin Diaz early. JT and Nick Castellanos, they both start the inning in the first 2 pitches with singles. You see JT give a little reaction to the dugout saying, "Let's go, boys. We can do this." They both lead off with singles. And Bryson Stott just missed it, man. I thought that ball, like even John Kruk thought that ball was going. Like, just a carry, man. Just carry. It doesn't. JT moves over to third base on that sacrifice, basically. Maton shoots at the center field. It was a deep one to the warning track. Caught out there, sacrifice fly. Becomes a 10-9 ball game. Gene Segura up there. Walks. In comes Derek Hall. The pinch hit for Zimmer. He strikes out looking. He takes the first pitch for a ball. Swings at the next pitch, which was a slider down and in. Swings at ball 2, basically. And then takes a strike looking on a pitch that was inside the part of the plate. You can't go down looking there, Derek Hall. That was the worst at bat I've possibly seen in my life. It was the worst at bat. that I have possibly seen. Also, you got to just the bullpen overall when you're losing those arms like Knievel for the rest of the season now, and now Sir Anthony's on the 15-day IL. Even though at this point it's retroactive, I believe, to the 18th, I believe. So I'm assuming it was that game that he lost in Cincinnati. That's retroactive to that date. So technically, he's only going to be missing 12 more games, and apparently, it's different for position players and pitchers. So the standard regular IL is a 10-day IL for infielders, and the standard one for pitchers is the 15-day IL. So that's a little weird. But overall, it's just the longest game I've ever seen in my goddamn life, over 5 hours. Game started at 1:30, ended at around 6, between 6:30 and 7. It was so long. So long. My God. That game just didn't want to end. It didn't want to end. Didn't want to end. It did not want to end. Looking at the lineup today, Kyle Schwarber had a great day at the plate. He went 2 for 3, 2 walks. Rhys Hoskins did not have a good day. He went 0 for 4 with a walk. Alec Bohm, fantastic day at the plate. 3 for 5, 6 RBIs, 2 home runs, 2 3-run shots. Great day from Alec Bohm there, wasted, but he also did have the error in the second inning, which allowed the Mets to do their little thing. JT Realmuto went 2 for 5. Nick Castellanos quietly having an 11-game hitting streak. He goes 2 for 5. Stott goes 2 for 5. Maton goes 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Vierling, I'm tired of seeing Matt Vierling in the lineup. He just does nothing at this point. I would rather throw Nick Maton out there in left field. At least he could play an adequate left field and also be a decent bat in the lineup. There's just a different energy about Nick Maton than Matt Vierling, in my honest opinion. Gene Segura came into that pinch hit situation, hit the home run. Zimmer goes 1 for 4, and then Derek Hall struck out on that last at bat. Phillies, they go 4 for 13 with runners in scoring position. They left 9 runners on base. Mets had so many chances with runners in scoring position in this game. They went 7 for 19. That's how many runners in, they had each inning. They had so many times. Had a runner every single inning besides the one Alvarado pitched. Every inning. Looking at the Phillies pitching, Kyle Gibson was so bad. Even though the defense didn't help him either, he was not good enough. Goes with Aaron Nola, goes with Zack Wheeler in the series. The starting pitching failed this team, besides Bailey Falter. 4 in the third innings, 8 hits allowed, 4 runs, 2 of those earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts on 105 pitches. Not good enough. Just not good at all. Galati allowed a hit, but he got out of that 5th inning for Kyle Gibson, 14 pitches there. I'm still surprised that he didn't get brought up for maybe an extra inning there just to, give the bullpen a little bit of, a break. Jose Alvarado, 2 strikeouts, 13 pitches. Connor Brogdon was not good. 3 hits, 3-run shot to Canna, 20 pitches there. Brad Hand, he locked 2, but he got out of that situation. David Robertson, I can't be mad at Robertson. I cannot. Yesterday, 36 plus pitches, 2 innings save. Wanted to come in here to get the job done today. Simply didn't have the gas. Did not have the gas. And that was David Robertson. Rob Thompson even said it during that 8th inning. Robertson called down to the dugout and said, I'm going in the 9th inning. So I ride or die with my top guys in the bullpen. Sadly, Robertson just didn't have it. Sadly. And I can't be mad at Robertson with how good he has been. I just can't. I still don't understand why you bring in Sear. I just don't get that at all. Why not bring in Coonrod? Just to make sure the Mets don't score another run? Even though that's not guaranteed. But it puts you in a better position because you did eventually score a run off Edwin Diaz. And if Coonrod comes in, he doesn't allow a run, the ball game is tied up in the 9th. And you have a chance to win the ball game there. So it's just some questionable managerial decisions. I wouldn't say for the earlier guys, even though I would say, why wouldn't Bellotti come out for another inning? Jose Alvarado, I would assume the rain delay affected that. My honest opinion there. I can't blame him for bringing out Robertson because Robertson wanted the ball. And if the guy wants the ball, you're sending him out there. Guys out there, the bullpen was taxed. And especially with those injuries, the bullpen is completely taxed with the way the starting pitching was this weekend. The starting pitching was not good. It was just not good at all. So taxed. It's so taxing on your bullpen. Now you need the next two pitchers that are coming up in the Red Series. You need Syndergaard and Ranger Suarez to eat some innings. I'm sure they're going to get it. Syndergaard to try to eat some innings tomorrow. Same thing with Ranger Suarez, because they really need to eat those innings. They just desperately need to get this bullpen some rest, because it's been way overused in this series because of Aaron Nola, Zack Wheeler, and Kyle Gibson. Way overused. I can't blame. I just can't. It's the starting pitching that fails you this series. We're getting a couple of more text messages in here again. This is from the same guy talking about the Mets grinding ABs versus the Phillies starters not pitching well enough. If you send another text message in, man, make sure to leave your name just so I can save your contact information for next time. With Dominguez and Knievel down, Andrew Bellotti is going to have to see more late inning pressure spots over the end of the month till Dominguez gets back. Most likely. I would assume Bellotti gets a lot of late inning work as well. Even though Seranthony Dominguez, I would assume he had the MRI. I'm not sure if he had it today or he's going to have it tomorrow or something like that. He's on the 15-day IL. So, and also, Thompson did say during his press conference that he said that Kunra would only pitch if it was a tie game in the 9th inning. Because technically they really won't have anyone to pitch tomorrow because they really need Noah Syndergaard to go out there and eat some innings. Very infuriating. It's just super, super, super infuriating. It is. That your starting pitching this series just couldn't go out there and get the job done. Just couldn't. Aaron Nola couldn't. Zack Wheeler couldn't. Kyle Gibson couldn't today. And your offense definitely wasn't the best either. Runners in scoring position was a major issue. But today your offense showed up. Your offense did show up. Your defense and your goddamn pitching. It's infuriating. It really is. But I still say this loss isn't fatal. It isn't. It's infuriating, but the loss isn't fatal at all. This team is still in a very good chance. The wild card standings, I think the Phillies drop into the 3rd wild card spot after this loss. So, they're a half game behind the Padres after this loss. They're a game and a half above the Milwaukee Brewers, who are still pushing for that 3rd wild card spot. They won today. Both the Padres and the Brewers won today. So, just overall, it was annoying. It was kind of annoying at that point. What else? Another text message in right here. Relax. It's all been good. I've been Phillies fan since twice as long as you have been alive, and I've been through more lows and highs, but the 1980s and 2008 was oh so sweet and redeeming. The focus needs to be on winning the games in front of us. Put the Mets in the rearview mirror and win the next series. Persevere. Go Phillies, from Ken Shaw. So so Ken, okay, I can save your contact right there, Ken. So let me do that right now. Thank you for the text message, Ken. So let me add you there. So it's there for future references. Yeah, I do see the Mets starters didn't exactly go long, but the Mets pitchers pitched a lot better than the Phillies pitchers did. Chris Bassett, he was good on Friday. The two guys for the Mets that came in yesterday, Williams, he pitched good. The Phillies couldn't touch him. And Peterson, he lost the game, but overall, the Mets, they just couldn't hit Billy Falter yesterday. Granted, with the doubleheader and everything like that. And the Mets had, a rookie pitcher out there. The Phillies got to him, but then also the Phillies had another guy making his major league debut. Who was it? It was Fisher. 3 scoreless innings from him. 3 scoreless innings. And you had chances to put some more runs on the board when he was out there on the mound, and you didn't do it. So that right there, you got to score off of Fisher, and you didn't. Just gotta. Also, if you want to look at some positive things, Andrew Painter made his AA debut today, and he went 6 innings, I believe, and he had at least 6 strikeouts, I believe. I'll look that up. Andrew Painter. Writing Fighting Phils, they're right here. So let me see what Andrew Painter did in today's game. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 8 strikeouts. So Andrew Painter and Mick Abel, they had some pretty good AA debuts the past 2 days. So there's your bright spot right there, Phillies fans. So if we're looking at the upcoming schedule for this Phillies team, 4-game series against the Cincinnati Reds. You're going to have Syndergaard going up against Luis Cisa. He's mainly looks like he's been a bullpen guy, and he's being forced into the starting rotation. Hasn't given up an earned run in a while, but his ERA on the season is a 5.50. The Phillies bats need to really come up in this Red series. And then on Tuesday, Ranger Schwarber going up against Nick Lodolo. Nick Lodolo shut us out in his last appearance. Get some revenge right there. Aaron Nola is going to go up against on Wednesday Graham Ashcraft. So basically, you gotta figure out you gotta win these games. And then Zack Wheeler on Thursday is going up against Justin Dunn, 1-1 with a 6.08 ERA. You got to win this series. You got to win this series against the Reds. And then for the Pirates, Gibson, Syndergaard, Suarez for that series, and then you eventually go on your West Coast road trip, Arizona, San Francisco, and that is when you're going to most likely get Bryce Harper back. And I would say that's most likely the same time if Sir Anthony Dominguez and everything's okay with him, he'll probably be back around that same point as well. But now you're down Corey Knebel for the entire season with his injury. Bullpen got taxed this weekend. Your starting pitching really needs to pick up the bullpen this week against these lower competitions, these below 500 teams. Your starting pitching really needs to come up clutch here. It's got to do its job. Confident in Ranger Suarez. Noah Syndergaard in his last start against the Reds. You got to hope Noah Syndergaard can go at least 6-7 innings like he did last time. Hopefully. Aaron Nola and Zack Wheeler, they just need to go out there and say, fuck you to the Reds. We're going to dominate you all day. Aaron Nola and Zack Wheeler need to have way better starts against the Reds than against the Mets. Even though those two have good starts against the Reds, people are still going to criticize them because, oh, you're beating up on a bad team. Like, why couldn't you pitch against the Mets? So that's basically going to be the entire description right there. It's an infuriating game. Very infuriating. Had all those leads. It's just very infuriating. Very infuriating overall. Looking at some more people here in the live because there are a lot of comments that I missed. Mr. W says that bridge do be looking mad jump offable. Don't do that, Mr. W. Come on, man. Yeah, Sir Anthony Dominguez and Knebel. Yeah, it's with Knebel being out the rest of the year, that's a huge loss for the bullpen. Even though he's had his shaky moments, he's still a reliable guy back there and a veteran you can rely on. Sir Anthony Dominguez, hopefully it's nothing to do with the injury that he had for the past couple of seasons. What else? Scott says he'll give Robertson credit, saying, give me the ball, I will go out. Yeah, I can't blame David Robertson. He wanted the ball. He wanted to go out there and get the save. Just look gassed. That's basically it after pitching 2 innings yesterday. It's basically it. Mets announcers out it perfectly. The Mets were willing to take a risk with their 26th and 27th men today. The Phillies went to the well too many times with tired arms. How do you give up a home run? It's the first game, and you bring in some nobody to gift a home run to Nimmo. Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand why Sear comes out. Yeah, I don't know why Coonrod doesn't come out there. It's just because Robertson told Thompson that he wanted the ball, so I can't blame Thompson for doing that. His closer literally talked to him on the phone saying, dude, I want the ball. I want to go out there. So I can't blame that. But I can blame why aren't you bringing in Coonrod instead of Sear? That's just, yeah, Gibson was bad. Yeah, Bilotti, I'm not sure why he didn't go out there. This was probably the worst series I've seen the Phillies play, and they got swept a few times. Tons of runners left on base, the errors on errors, poor pitch selection, and just, yeah, it wasn't a fun series. It was not a fun series at all. This game was winnable, and your pitching didn't go out there and do the job. Bullpen was gassed, and Kyle Gibson did not go out there and give you a start you desperately needed. Everyone's saying the 7-1 blown lead for sure. Scott says he does believe this team makes the playoffs. Just hope it doesn't come down to the last 3 games of the year against the Astros. Just looking ahead, I think this team's still going to make the playoffs because their schedule is just way too easy. They have way too many easy competition, especially over this next stretch, to get some wins here. And still, I don't believe in the Padres or the Brewers at all. The Brewers are playing the Dodgers upcoming soon, and the Padres, they have a lot of games against the Dodgers left in the rest of the season. So, you think the Then we play by Hoskins in the 8th. Again, another bad play. It would have saved like 12 pitches for hand and maybe come out in the 9th. Hoskins, yeah, that was a bad play by Hoskins. Braves and Padres are locks. Can the Phillies? Yeah, I don't think the Padres are locks. The Padres are definitely a team that falters because they did have a 4-game series against the Nationals and they lost two of those games. So the Padres, they're definitely a team that struggles a lot. The Brewers, they lost a series to the Cubs. They're facing the Dodgers eventually, and that's not going to be an easy series for Milwaukee. Milwaukee, they rely a lot on their pitching. Their bats aren't the best. So I think at the end of the day, that's not going to hold up for them. What else? Blame mother. I wouldn't blame the rain delay. It was just everything just wasn't executed right overall. For the record, no issue with Segura's celebration. Tie game, give a lead. That's when to do it, as opposed to being up late. Yeah, Segura, that was a clutch hit. It was a clutch hit by Segura. Sadly, just couldn't get the job done. Really hope the players get this out of their heads. Got to win at least 8 of the next 10 games against these Yeah, exactly. You got to win these next 2 series. You have to. Even though the city is not going to, probably believe in you after this Mets series, you got to go out there, throw this series behind you, and go and win the next 2 series against sub-500 teams. You just have to. You have way too many sub-500 teams that you're facing upcoming, and you got to take advantage of that. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Arizona, San Francisco, they're a tweener team, basically right around the 500 mark, but they're still, not the best team in the world. You got to take advantage of that. Miami, Washington. You got to take advantage of these games. You got to win these series. You got to win these series. Baseball is really a mental sport, so got to have happy thoughts tomorrow, although it might be hard. I do believe they'll bounce back. I do believe they'll win the series against the Reds. You got to get, like I said, you got to throw this series basically out of the way. Basically there. What else? 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 Bryce should DH against the Reds. No, they're not. Bryce is most likely going to go on his rehab stint this week in AAA. So Bryce will be down there. He'll be ready for when they go on that West Coast road trip. He'll be back in the lineup soon. What else? Phillies are also fortunate to be facing the Pirates and the Reds after playing the Mets. These 2 series when your starters should help you out. Yeah, your starters need to have good games this year. Yankees and Dodgers struggled against the Reds and the Pirates. Yeah, it's questionable right there for those 2 teams. Phillies scored 2 or less runs in 8 Mets games. Nola and Wheeler were 0-9. Anyway, Brewers play Dodgers for 3, so the Phillies really need to sweep the Pirates and the Reds. Just win series. That's all I'm saying. Win series. If you get a sweep, that's a bonus. That's all I'm saying. Win a goddamn series. Yeah. I wouldn't say he failed us with the Knievel signing. The Knievel injury was just unfortunate at that point. But it is definitely huge that you went out to trade for David Robertson, though. Definitely is. I don't believe in either the Brewers or the Padres at this point. Like Josh Hader, ever since, Alec Bowman, Matt Vierling hit those home runs earlier in the year, apparently those 2 broke Josh Hader. And Josh Hader has been terrible ever since. Even being traded over to San Diego, he has still been terrible. Still been terrible. Exactly. He's going through mental issues. He has not been good. I think the NL wild card are the Braves, Phillies, and the Brewers. Just feel the Padres are going to falter. Just in my yeah, the Padres do definitely have a tougher schedule going down the stretch. They do face the Dodgers and the Giants a lot going down to the end of the season. So you never know there. You definitely never know in that situation. Never know. Do the Braves win the division now? I do not think the Braves win the division. Only if the Mets go on a little bit of a slump, which I do not see happening. The Mets are winning this division. The Braves are going to be in that first wild card spot, and then the last 2 wild card spots either go to the Phillies, Brewers, or the Padres. And I do think the Phillies are going to be making the playoffs. So it's bottom line right there. That's what I think, and that's Mets have the 30th easiest schedule behind the Braves. Easiest schedule. Braves aren't going to catch the Mets. Everyone has been saying that since they were only a half game behind. Still wasn't able to catch the Mets. Yeah, I do believe at the end of the day, the Mets are going to catch the Mets are going to win the division. As much as I don't like admitting it, the Mets are a really good team. They're going to win the division. They're just a 20 times better team than the Phillies are. I'm just really mad that man. Why not bring up Eric? Honestly, I don't know. I think Sear was just brought up just because of everything that was going on today. Maybe they bring back Mark Appel up to be in the bullpen. I would like to see Mark Appel come back up. I don't know who else you bring up, though. Honestly, when you get to September, I could possibly see Griff McGarry getting called up for September call-ups. I can see that for the bullpen. I can honestly see that happening. Yeah, Mets are going to be division champs. I know that. I honestly can say. I can really say that we're confident in that Griff McGarry is probably going to get called up in September, in my honest opinion, for either the bullpen or he makes some spot starts here. It's not our bullpen just got injured. Their bullpen has actually been really good over the past 2.5 months. The bullpen got flustered this weekend series because our starting pitching could not go deep in the ball games. And when your starters can't go deep in the ball games, your bullpen's going to get flustered because you're using so many guys too many times. What happens there? Aaron Nola, Zack Wheeler, and Kyle Gibson were not good in this series. And that really gassed up the bullpen. As a Mets fan, do think the Phillies will be there in the playoffs. You guys have to sweat a bit due to the wild card race, but I think you'll be enjoying some. I really hope that, man. I really hope that, man. Yeah, I would like to see Mark Appel get called back up. He was solid. So maybe they do that. They send Sear back down just because of. I think they only brought Sear up just because of everything right now with the injuries that were just announced today. So I'm not sure. Yeah, Robertson was gassed. Yeah, that basically made a difference. So I fully respect relying on your veteran guy. And Robertson said, because Thompson said this in the post-game press conference, that Robertson went up there to the phone and told Thompson that I want the ball. So I don't blame Thompson for throwing Robertson out there. It's just a decision to go to Sear right after him. That's the major issue I have there. Yeah, that was the Phillies' first blown safe since July 30th, I believe. Julian, I think the stat was July 30th. But still, basically, the Phillies have not blown a save in a while. So that basically shows you how good the bullpen has been over this stretch. Remember when the bullpen was historically bad for 2 or 3 years? Oh, yeah, the bullpen's definitely not perfect, but the bullpen is definitely better than in previous years. Phillies better pull up their pants. The third wild card spot is getting interesting. How the Phillies are playing against the Reds is no sure when. Yeah, the Phillies just need to win these series against these bad teams. That's basically there. I think we're getting some more text messages here. Okay, so the one person here is KC. Okay, so a KC says that definitely think the wild card is going to end up with the Phillies and the Brewers. Padres still have 9 games versus the Dodgers, 2 against Cleveland, 2 against Seattle, 3 against St. Louis, and 3 against the White Sox. That's a brutal way to end the year. That's a good point. Good point there, Casey. Good point. And let me add you to the contact list so I can talk. I can find that for future use. Yeah, really on that standpoint. Yeah, it's just a very frustrating loss. Bottom line. But it's not fatal. It's not fatal, even though a lot of Phillies fans are going to believe that because they didn't go out there and beat a Mets team. Because I think everything that implements into this is because, the Mets, they're a really good team. Philadelphia fans don't like New York Mets at all. So there's a lot of feelings and emotions that are going to go around in the series. But it's really frustrating when your 3 top pitchers in your rotation just don't go out there and have good series. When Bailey Falter is your best pitcher and the only one to actually shut the Mets down, it's an issue. It's an issue. Aaron Nola, Zack Wheeler, and Kyle Gibson did not have good games. Did not at all. Their offense definitely wasn't helping in the first 3 games. Definitely not. They were better in the second game of the doubleheader, and they were great today. But the first 2 games, yeah, the offense definitely didn't help either. But the starting pitching didn't keep us in the game. So that's the issue in that standpoint. It's just very frustrating at the end of the day. Very frustrating overall. Do you think seeing the same pitcher yeah, probably. Yeah, the Mets see this team so many times. Maybe they're used to seeing Nola, Wheeler, and all that stuff. But also from the fact that for Zack Wheeler's outing, his command was just way off at the same time, too. Nola, same thing. His command was off. Kyle Gibson was all over the place today. So, Aaron Nola, yeah, maybe it does benefit the Mets because they saw him last week and they saw how much he dominated. And they're like, okay, this is our approach to Aaron Nola this weekend. Let's see how we do it. So, yeah, that definitely is a factor. Definitely is a factor. Yeah, the Phillies have seen Chris Bassett 4 times this year, and they still can't hit him, so. Yeah, we thought that. We definitely thought that, but the Bats, they went into the series in a slump. They got out of it the last 2 games. Hopefully, the offense takes today and yesterday's game 2 and just builds off the offense there and takes it going into a bad Reds team. They got to do that. They got to do that. Realize too that your starting pitching wasn't that bad. Mets always grind out at bats. So yeah, they definitely grind out at bats to force the starting pitchers out as early as possible. They definitely do that. But I'm still disappointed in guys like Zack Wheeler and Kyle Gibson. Nola went deeper than both of those guys, but I'm more disappointed in Wheeler and Gibson. Because Gibson was just all over the place. It's just really Yeah, the Mets have won every game against Aaron Nola and Zack Wheeler this year. 0-9 against them. Well, the Phillies are 0-9 against them when those two guys start. So not good. Not good at all. Very frustrating overall with this team. Well, not with it's just with this series. Yeah, I think when the Phillies get Harper back and everything like that, Harper's going to be back very soon. You're playing these very below 500 teams. I think they'll bounce back. They'll definitely bounce back. So that's basically where we stand at this point. Come out tomorrow, have a really good showcasing against a bad Reds team, and go out there and win the series. Noah Syndergaard needs to have a good start. The rest of the bullpen up. Same thing with Ranger Suarez. Your bullpen's going to be taxed this week. Your starters need to go out there and pitch some good games. So that's where we stand off right now. And this is where we're going to end off the stream today. So I thank you everyone for joining the stream as always. So don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I'd like to see those as always. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Do not forget to check out everything in the description down below. Painted Lines, BrodesMedia. I recommend all of that. I recommend hitting that subscribe button. It goes a very long way. Join the TTP Sports family and also use the code TTP Sports, $20 off your first purchase. And I will see you next time.